Hello everyone, and welcome to my latest Marvel Puzzle Quest video. In this video we will be quickly discussing the newest 4-star character released, Cyclops Classic. So about last year we got the 3-star version, the revolutionary one, and now we have the one from the 90s comic. So his cover is from, I guess, the older X-Men one from the 90s. Cyclops is a fearless leader of the X-Men's Blue Team. He is a master strategist who uses powerful optic blasts to protect humans and mutants alike. In memory of Demi-Earth Studios designer Stephen Christopher Marshall, another brilliant, tall, determined mentor to many heroes. Huh. I guess somebody died that worked at Demi-Earth. Anyhow, so yes, this is from the 1991 X-Men comic. So he looks kind of cool. He's one of the few classic style characters, although he still looks a bit more modern. I wonder how he compares in look to the 3-star version. Let's see quickly. Same exact pose. He's got his hands facing his outward and a fist. Let's just... Yep, same exact pose. It's funny how they do that. I don't know how they do their artwork, but they all these duplicate characters, they somehow have the exact same pose but just different outer layers thrown on. Anyhow, so this character, he is a red, yellow, blue character. He's got 14,890 health at level 270. Compare that to the 17,759 of Hulkbuster. The reason I am bringing that up is because a lot of the skills of these characters are somewhat similar, not entirely. Cyclops is much more tactical, but I just wanted to point out because there's a lot of overlapping in the skill purposes and colors of these two characters. So the only difference is black and yellow for the Hulkbuster to the Cyclops. So let's quickly go over his skills. So his red, combined forces. So this is one of those annoying skills that has two possible outcomes. So one of them is just if you have 10 red AP. So Cyclops fires a powerful optic blast, coordinating his attack with his teammates for maximum impact. Deals at 3 covers 2,208 damage and destroys a chosen basic tile. If you have 10 or more team up AP, instead drain 10 team up AP and deal 3,818 damage and destroy a chosen row. You do not generate damage or AP from those destroyed tiles. So first off, the wording here is really not clear. It's not instead drain 10 team up AP. It's and drain 10 team up AP. So the second power that allows you to destroy an entire row and deal more damage, it costs 10 red and 10 team up AP. So that's a little bit confusing wording, and it makes a huge difference in how effective it is. And so basically what that means is there's not much of a difference between with team up or without team up AP. His red doesn't do that much damage at 3 covers, which is why I think that it makes him useless in terms of dealing major damage without having more covers in red. So we'll see that as we add more covers, so you're dealing basically just more damage. That's the only additional impact of adding covers. The just adding on a 4th cover is letting you do more damage with it just a plain red, but the additional it's only like 1,000 more damage. But with the team ups, it goes up by 3,000 about. So it's still not a very powerful move, considering the high amounts of AP required to use it. So again, you're only dealing 3,276 damage. If you had just 10 red, and with 10 red and 10 team up, you're dealing 6,496. And at 5 covers, you are dealing now 5,394 damage with just 10 red, and 11,851 if you also have 10 team up AP. So I think that just because it's a huge damage difference we're talking about between 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 covers, I think that you're just giving up too much to have only 3 in red. And since his main damaging power is in red, I think that you really need this 5 covers in red. There's some debate about yellow and blue's best covering, but I think without a doubt you need this 5 in red to deal maximum damage. Now, in terms of the actual damage per AP, so if you just have 10 red, you're going to be dealing about 539 damage per AP. If you have the 10 red and the 10 team up, you're now going to be dealing about 593 damage per AP. So first off, comparing him to the Hulkbuster, Hulkbuster can do 630 damage per AP, and he requires 1 less red to use his power. So that's very important because 10 is much more than just 1 extra AP. It could usually be an extra match. 3 match 3s will give you 9 red AP, but you might need a match 4 or 4 match 3s in order to get 10 red AP. So that extra 1 AP is a huge deal in terms of how quickly you can use his power, theoretically. Although, there's something to note that because you're using, for his powered up version, team up AP as well as red AP, it's not the same as needing 20 red AP. That's a very big difference because you can actually match different colors. Something else to consider is he accelerates himself with his blue and his yellow moves, which means that the actual cost in terms of getting the red AP is going to be lower. However, the team up AP, there's not really any easy way to get additional team up AP with any other 4 stars. The only other character that could really gain the benefits from his yellow move would be, I guess, one of the 2-star Captain Marvel that creates team up tiles. So he does boost himself. It's a little bit different than Hulkbuster's boosts, but he does boost his AP gain, so it's not as crazy to get a lot of red AP fast. So let's look at his yellow, Uncanny Strategist. So what this yellow move does, it's not an attack move like red where you're shooting laser beams. It's basically putting down a countdown tile, and it's a yellow tile, and at 3 covers it's going to be a 5-turn tile. What happens is whenever you make a match with the team up, you're going to be getting AP in the team's strongest color and increase the duration of this countdown tile by 1 or 2 if you have additional covers. So essentially the description is Cyclops draws upon a lifetime of experience to lead his team into battle, creates a 5-turn yellow countdown tile. While one of these tiles is on the board, friendly team-up matches generate an additional 3 AP in the team's strongest color and increase the duration of these tiles by 1. So that would mean that if you were to make a 3 match with team-up tiles and Cyclops is your middle character, that means you will get 3 team-up AP and 3 red AP for just 1 match. So that's pretty useful. It allows you to use his red move much quicker. It's really depends in terms of how useful he might be with other characters. I could definitely see this working well with boosting the Grey Suit Black Widow team instead of using Scarlet Witch potentially. But I don't know. It depends what you're looking for. But there's definitely some interesting potential out there. Adding covers, if you add on a 4th cover, the only difference is that every time you make a team-up match, the countdown is extended by 2 turns instead of by 1 turn. Considering the fact that this only costs 5 yellow AP and it already is lasting for 5 turns, I don't think there's much benefit in adding a 4th cover. The 5th cover, it makes the tile last 6 turns instead of 5 turns, which again not huge, but it gets you 4 AP in your strongest color. So it's debatable. I don't think that 1 extra extra AP is generally going to be worth it, but especially just because of what you would be giving up in if you have a lower covered blue, which we will get to momentarily. But I think that really the ideal build, there's no reason to really sacrifice blue for yellow. So I'm gonna say that 3 in yellow is the ideal build. Now let's get to blue, Called Shot. So Cyclops lets loose an optic blast at the perfect angle, ricocheting it around the battlefield and striking his foes. Destroys a selected basic tile and all red basic strike, attack, and protect tiles and at 5 covers a 5x5 area around it, generating AP and dealing 3,116 damage. This is an 8 blue AP skill, and basically you pick one tile and then that you basically get a 25 area that you destroy, and any red tiles in it you can destroy. It does not destroy any other tiles that are not red. So that does have the potential to cause cascades. However, it relies on you having a board that is saturated with red to get real benefit from it. Otherwise, you're not really going to do that much. You could end up having only 2 reds in an area if you've already been matching red for his actual red skill. So you have to really consider how you want to play this game, because if you, for example, are matching red early on to try to use his red fast, then there won't be any red left to target with blue. So you have to play very strategically if you are going to rely on his blue for speeding up your red. I think that the damage that you're dealing, it's about 390 damage per AP, which is really not that great, but it's also has the potential to cause cascades. Not huge, but it has some potential, and it can destroy some annoying tiles potentially. It's not great. It's not a great skill. It's potential to cause cascades though, and to speed up your red skill. So overall, his main skill, it's funny because he doesn't really deal that much damage, but it's his ability to speed things up. His yellow, even though it's only at 3 covers, is really his more specialty skill that I would think is what makes him so unique. He's one of the few, or maybe only, real AP generators in the 4-star world. Well, I guess Professor X is, but that's not quite the same way. But anyhow, so yeah, that's basically what I would suggest his build be, though. 5-3-5. The difference, if you have only 3 covers in blue, that's a 3x3 area. Same with 4 covers, 3x3 area. And the damage at 3 covers is 1214, and at 4 covers is 1631. So I really think that the additional area, you're going from having the 3x3 area, which is only 9 tiles, to a 5x5 area, which is 25 tiles potential. That's a huge area. I think that you really need that extra area to increase the chance of destroying red tiles, and the potential for cascades is better, and the actual damage is basically double almost. So I think that you really need the 5 in blue to get the maximum ability of this skill. So that's his skill list. In terms of who he is good with on a team, so I would say Jean Grey makes an okay teammate because you have an active purple and an active green, so that's giving you 2 additional active AoE attacks, and you can kind of slow down the enemy if they make any match 5s. You still won't have a black skill active though, but you don't have any other conflicting areas there. You can also, if you want, use the yellow skill to generate the red AP for another character, for example Carnage potentially, or X-Force, or Hulkbuster, but or you can try to move things around so that Cyclops is not going to be the character in the middle, and you can get one of the other characters that has a strong attack to be up front. But really I think that in the land of 4 stars, you're really probably better off there's really only red abilities besides Jean Grey that you want to be getting out really fast. So yeah, so I think that basically Jean Grey and maybe X-Force or Hulkbuster, even though they have some shared colors, are good potential teammates. So stay tuned. I'm going to be releasing another video, just a short video showing a match or 2 with Cyclops, so you can get a better idea for what he's like in action.